Today, I will be giving you guys the keys to one of the most unstoppable offenses in college football 25. There are a ton of great bombs downfield, run plays, and everything in between. If you guys are enjoying the free ebooks I've been putting out, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, like the video, and comment down below what it is that you guys want to see next. Without further ado, let's get into the Pittsburgh Offensive Playbook. Alright fellas, so let's get into covering this Pittsburgh playbook on offense. So there are two things that I wanted to point out before we started. One of them is that you will be seeing clips of me using specific plays out of these formations that I'll be talking about in the top left of your screen, just so you know that this is not some practice warrior type thing going on. I have used these plays online. I've had success with them in champs, gauntlet, head-to-head, etc. Just to give you guys a little bit more confidence in taking these plays that you're seeing on your screen and transitioning into your own gameplay. And two, this is a mini ebook, not a mini offensive scheme. With a mini offensive scheme, I would be giving you guys more adjustments and audibles that I'd be making out of specific money plays. Whereas with this ebook, I'm going to be giving you guys so many different plays in a wide range of formations, so you guys can kind of formulate your own offense. If you guys want to see a part two to this, because even with all the content we're going to be covering today, different plays, different formations, there are actually still so many good formations and so many good plays in this playbook that I really have been using. So if you guys want to see a part two to this, let me know. I'd be more than happy. Also, if you want to see a mini scheme where I kind of get more detailed into like specific looks, specific audibles, specific hot routes that I'll be making depending on different looks and coverages, let me know. I'll be happy to make that too. So starting off, I'm going to come out in the formation that I've probably run the most, which is going to be gun doubles Y off. And everything out of this formation is going to run off of this Y sail play. If you just look at it right here, you have that stock fade route on the right side, which is something we're going to talk a lot about because stock fade routes are so good in this game. You also have a stock corner, a flat route from a running back, a hitch, and then a really nice deep in route from that left to screen wide receiver. Pop out in that. We're going to come out and just like something stock, something cover 3 sky. Let's take a look at what we see on the field. You see the stock fade route. The stock fade route is going to do such a good job of getting behind cornerbacks and giving your quarterback a kind of a better angle to throw that deep ball to get some big yards and most of the time a touchdown. Just in terms of general adjustments that I'd like to do, just streak that slot guy. It clears out the left of screen secondary better for that deep in route. And we can just run it like this. See what we have here. Hit the running back there for an easy gain. Really nice play there. You also, most of the time, this corner route is going to find a nice soft spot in the zone. I find it that with a 4-man rush, I'm going to have significantly less time in practice mode for some reason. It's kind of annoying when I'm trying to illustrate this, but still able to hit the tight end there. We'll see if we can hit this deep in route as well, because this deep in route finds a really nice soft spot in the zone that you can kind of hammer in there a lot of the time. A lot of the time, the user's going to clear out either for the corner route or like the running back on the right side, maybe even the streak. A lot of times they'll forget about that deep in route. You'll be able to hit that for some big yards. I do want to come out in just a press coverage really quick, just so I can show you guys just how good this stock fade route is. So here is a press coverage from the defense. This stock fade route is so good. It's not going to be the last stock fade route we cover in these 6 formations that we're going to be talking about today. But you're going to see just how good it does against getting behind the defense. I do have goal takeoff on Keenan Allen on the right side. But a lot of times he's just going to burn right past that cornerback. You're going to see in the clips, like this is not just in practice mode. This really does happen online. If they're going to press you, which a lot of people do, this stock fade route is going to do a really good job of getting behind the defense. Now let's talk about some of the audibles out of this formation, because there are more plays than Y sail. You're running Y sail a lot. You can make a lot of adjustments off this, but you can also quickly audible to a jet touch pass if you set it in your pregame. Just run this jet touch pass. It's a really different look. I mean, if you're coming out in jet touch pass, it's pretty easy to stop. But if you're just audibling to it, after you're running other things, it can catch your opponent off guard and just hop right back to a Y sail. You know what I mean? Kind of get your opponent guessing. A lot of different looks. There's also a read option out of this, which I do like. I do wish there was like a direct halfback run, like an inside zone, a duo, but this kind of acts the same way. You can make the read off that. Some nice easy yards there as well. There's also an RPO. So a wide range of different plays here. RPO here. I'm not really going to ever hit the slant, but you can. Most of the time I'll just throw the bubble. The quarterback does play it there, but I just kind of want to prove a point there. A lot of different plays. These are kind of the main 4 plays I'll run out of this. I don't believe there's really anything else that doubles Y off, but Y sail is such a good play. It's such a dominant play. That's really all you need. There's also this fake jet pass power is also pretty good. I want to show this quickly. It's kind of, you're faking the jet touch pass and just taking it with your quarterback. If you have a mobile quarterback, it can be pretty good. If you get some blocks there, we actually end up getting one. It's really a nice change of pace. If the user over pursues, you can kind of get inside the user and kind of cut upfield. So I do like this play. I mix it in sometimes from time to time. DJ Lagway putting the head down. Look at him. You love to fight. You really love to fight. So now let's hop into some Wildcat unbalance. I don't typically run Wildcat unbalance, but I know a lot of people do. And it's definitely a nice wrinkle to throw into your offense when it's at your disposal. Obviously, you have the Wildcat unbalanced jet sweep. This play is, a lot of people run this play. Simple. Running back's on the left side. He motions over. You have this jet sweep that a lot of people like to run. I don't really find success with it, to be honest, but I know a lot of people do. So I wanted to make sure that I included it in this video here today. Really simple. I don't think I really need to explain how this play works, because if you guys played the game, you probably know just how effective and annoying, quite frankly, that this play can be. But there's also a lot of different other plays that I do like a little bit more. This blast play out of Wildcat unbalanced is really good on the goal line. Definitely really good on the goal line. Just a direct snap to Derrick Henry here. He's just going to run straight at the defense, which can be pretty good on the goal line, especially if they're kind of playing for that jet sweep, which we'll get into right now. They're really over pursuing for that jet sweep, that jet touch pass. The blast to the weak side is going to be really good. It's going to be really good because they're going to be moving defenders over to that right side to stop the jet sweep, and your running backs now just straight beelining for the left side. Can be a really nice gain as well. So I mean, out of all the Wildcats in the game, this is definitely one of the better ones because there's definitely a wide array of different things. And then of course you do have the reverse pass. Really annoying play. Definitely a really annoying play, but if this is the way you like to play, you like to have fun like this, definitely can just do this little reverse pass here. We have a little bit of time, we're going to be able to hit that wheel route or even the deep crosser there for a touchdown. See if we can get it here. And Micah Parsons. You guys get the point. You guys have definitely played this play online. There's a reverse pass in this Wildcat as well, which can be really annoying, but really effective for you. So now that we touched on Wildcat, I just want to quickly go down to I-form wing because personally, when I looked at this playbook, I really didn't think much of I-form. Kind of overlooked it at first, but then once I looked at it, there are a few plays here that are really, really good and can be really hard to stop for your opponent. The first and most important one, this RPO Stretch Alert X look play. Just RPO Stretch, you can call it. Really good run play. Really good run play. Really good down on the goal line. Really good, honestly, anywhere on the field. The blocking that this play gets is truly insane. You can really just run. If they don't know how to stop it, they don't know how to stop this run play, they're kind of in trouble. I think it's the way the camera affects the user. The camera, the RPO itself affects the defenders, like the AI defenders, is really what makes this play effective. Because you can really just do this all the way down the field, 6-7 yards, hit home runs as well. Like, it's really a nice play. And if your opponent ends up run committing, you can kind of hammer this slant in. I probably won't be able to here, but probably just hammer that slant in. If they're run committing, that could be a touchdown. So this is a really good play. In terms of I-form stock, you also just have a power O. Power O is nice. Run it stock. We can get no blocks, but you guys get the point. Yeah, so this is halfback lead dive, kind of acts as an inside zone to the weak side, which I like because if you're running that power O and that RPO alert to the left side, to the right side, I mean, you run this to the left side and catch your opponent's user off guard. There's also a toss in this formation, which we'll look at here. It's a zone toss. I mean, it won't be as effective if you're running that stretch play to the right side. But what you can do is you can flip it to the left side, you can flip it to the weak side and hope your fullback gets out to that outside guy and get some good yards. It all depends on how your opponent's adjusting to the main play you're running there, which is going to be that RPO stretch. So I-form wing's definitely a slept-on formation. If you guys want to give it a try, I'm sure you guys won't be disappointed, be pleasantly surprised. So now I want to talk about a really interesting formation. It's going to be this gun Y off trips. There's a really collection of plays that can really be hard for your opponent to stop. The first of which is something that I don't see too often, especially out of this formation. It's going to be this halfback direct snap here. This play is so good on the goal line. It's so good on the goal line. When you see like a trips halfback weak formation come out and you're on defense, you're going to expect, there's a possibility of them a direct snap. But when you see Y off trips, you don't really think that. You think RPOs, you think other plays down the field. But there's a direct snap in this playbook, which, I mean, it's so good. You can really throw your opponent off guard. You can really use it anywhere, but I like to use it on the goal line. It's such a good run play. It's really such a good run play. But when you got them thinking about that, you can audible to so many different things. You have the RPO read wide flat, read option, also just a flat route with your tight end. Plays really common online. But really, what's going to make it more effective is the other plays that come along with it in this formation. If you set your audibles like I do, you also have this RPO bubble wide pop, which is going to be a bubble on the right side, but you also have this tight end kind of popping down the field. A lot of times, he's just going to be wide open. He's going to be butt naked, and you can just slam it in there for a big gain. Probably a touchdown, which is kind of insane. On all these plays as well, you can just pull it back with your quarterback. Actually, not that one. But most of these RPO plays, you can pull it back with your quarterback, kind of like a read option, just kind of catch your opponent off guard. So this Y off trips has such a wide range of RPOs, direct snaps. It could be really tricky for your opponent to cover. There's also just a standard RPO, which I actually don't have set to my audibles, but also a standard RPO. There's also other RPOs. There's so many RPOs out of this, which is insane. Yeah, so there's this RPO glance post that can also be effective, but you see right here, you have the read wide flat. You also have the bubble wide pop, which we talked about. There's also this motion stick and nod play, which can be really good. I'll talk about it right here. So the main route you kind of want to play off of here is that inverted zig route going to the middle of the field. That's something that you don't see too often in plays. If I was to run a play like something like this, it's probably how I'd run it. Like this, kind of clear out with your tight end, and then you have the speed out on that left side. Speed outs are also just a staple in my offense. If I have a lone receiver on one side of the field, putting them on a speed route can be really, really, really effective. Right there, they're playing it. But that inverted zig is so good. There's another way that you can also run it that I found success with online, is streaking that outside guy, putting your tight end on a deep cross. It kind of takes the user, and it kind of, makes him really think about what he wants to do. A lot of times they're not going to be thinking about Amon-Ra. You can also probably hit this tight end here. Gotta come in and make that catch. Hopefully your tight end can hang on to it. But you guys get the vision. This inverted zig route is really good. Mixed in with the direct snap, mixed in with RPOs, creates for a really tricky formation to try and stop for your opponent. Now I want to talk about a formation that you can really just take the top off of the defense. We talked about the stock fade route out of Y sail and how that's effective. Well, how about a play that has two stock fade routes? This verticals play out of gun trips offset comes with two stock fade routes. And so I want to come out in a pressed coverage here just to illustrate a point. Just to simply illustrate a point. I have two gold takeoff receivers on each of the outsides. We'll see if one of them can win here. Keenan Allen wins. Corey Coleman, he might have won, but another thing you can do here, obviously these two stock fade routes, if they're playing press coverage, this is what you're going to want to do. You can also motion this guy over like this. Give him a little different angle to kind of play with here. And you can see both of them actually won. Both of them actually won there. It's going to be a touchdown. It's going to make it so that your opponent can't play pressed man coverage on you, which is one of the most common coverages in the game. Definitely creates a different wrinkle, makes them think and probably hop into something that they're not going to be too comfortable with, which is something I like doing. If they're playing pressed man, I'll come out in this. They got to hop out of it, and I can play an offense, a style of offense that I definitely enjoy better. So this verticals play, you can play around with it too. Do a little something like this with your other receivers here. Two stock fade routes, a drag, and a post route here. Hammer this post route in there. You saw the vision there, but really nice play here. Out of that same formation, you could be a little bit more versatile as well. You do have this zone speed option, which can be really nice as well to kind of throw it off. Another RPO. A play that I like, it's kind of cool. It's this QB slot option. It's going to act as a read option as your first read, and then a speed option as your second read. So I'm just going to pull it back with the quarterback regardless of what he does. They see you have this speed option as well on that right side. So that's a really cool run play. I like to kind of mess around with it. Maybe hop out with it in the goal line. Or if I'm up big, just play around with it. It can be effective though. It really can be effective. We'll come out in this speed option as well. The speed option is a little bit more practical. It's to the strong side of the field. Just a simple speed option. You guys know how this works. Toss it out to your running back, let him work. When you're coming out in verticals, when you're coming out in the other plays in this formation, something like that can really throw your opponent off guard. In terms of other plays in this formation, the only other one that you guys should really pay any mind to is the Z spot play. can be really nice. The way I like to run it is Z-spot. I'll streak the outside guy, which is really common in like flood routes, and Z-spot runs to be specific. But then I'll zig that slot guy like that. It's really good against the wide side of the field here. You can see there, we did manage to hammer that throw in there. But when you're at the wide side of the field, like I'll show you here, put these receivers there, you're gonna have so much more room to work. And the way this alignment is, you definitely need it. So you're just gonna see how much more open he is. A lot more room to work with. Then the final formation I'm going to cover here is going to be gun deuce. It's actually the first formation out of gun. There are a lot of good plays out of this formation. Mesh spot, I mean, you have that stock fade route to play with, which is always really good. It's also, this formation in general is just a different look because you technically have 7 guys on a line of scrimmage that you can block at any time. So that's going to be really interesting for, like, you know, those mouth foamers that'll send 7 or 8 man pressures at you, just trying to scream at the quarterback. With the stock fade, you can send out any of these tight ends, any of these running backs, which is something that's really interesting. But obviously, stock fade, if I was to run a play off this, it'll look something like this, with everything kind of going to the left side of the field, playing off that stock fade, and just making a read. But that's really not why you're going to pick this formation. There are so many nice plays in this formation, specifically run plays. So, I mean, inside zone, I don't really have to show you guys how to run an inside zone. Standard, typical play, but it's definitely an effective one. This 0-1 trap. This 0-1 trap is really, really nice. It kind of acts as a duo run, which is really popular on this game. But, you know, this guy's going to come over and chip that guy, kind of leaving a hole for your running back to get through. I run this play a lot. Definitely really effective. Of course, typically the D-line is not even going to get that close to the running back, but of course in practice mode, these are going to almost touch me every single time. But you can see how this running play can be effective. Now let's talk about this halfback toss play out of gun deuce. This is, I mean, not a lot of people are going to expect you to have a halfback toss play out of this. It's actually, it's a pretty decent one. You get a block there, you can get to the outside with your running back and make a play. It's really effective. I've had success with it running online. I'm getting swallowed by my defense right now, but there are clips I'm going to be showing you guys of this halfback toss play being effective. Definitely a really nice toss play, but there's also a fake toss, which you can kind of play off of. The way I would run it is simply like that, kind of like this, to be honest, kind of like this. You're going to halfback toss, fake it to the left side, get your defense running that way, and just have everything else going to that other side of the field. A lot of things can be open. Definitely a really nice wrinkle to throw in there. This is kind of a nice true clock formation. You know what I mean? A lot of like 3-4 yard gains with the inside zone. You have one trap, the halfback toss. You can kill them with mesh spot down the field. You can also kill them with that fake toss. So I really do like this formation as well. So I hope you all enjoyed. That was 6 different formations that we covered. A lot of different plays we talked about in each and every one. Again, if you guys want to see a mini scheme where I kind of break down specific formations, let's say 2 or 3 formations, but different looks, different like hot routes and adjustments I make in game, out of game, let me know. I'll be happy to make that. But this ebook, I covered 6 different formations and covering why this Pittsburgh playbook is so effective online. So I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys can, leave a like, comment down below, subscribe to the channel. The support you guys have been showing has been absolutely insane. I'm going to be out of here. It's your boy Tether, and I'll talk to you guys.